Hey, it's me. It's me. It's PLD.
And I'm Richard-Erik Jarvi,
And welcome to Class Action.
the classiest movie show on the interwebs.
I'm so proud of us. I'm so proud of us. Welcome back, boys, to Class Action. I love this show. I'm glad we brought it back. This is Jarvi's idea to bring it back. So I got to say, I got to credit where credit's due. I'm so happy to be able to talk movies with you guys in a more focused manner, at least kind of focused. I mean, we're not always completely focused, but as focused as we probably have been in a while, I guess. But how
More
you been this week, my friend?
structured.
More structured. That's a good idea. That's a good way to put it, I guess. Jarvi, how you been, my friend?
Disney Plus is in Estonia. I'm doing fucking great.
Oh, so you
Yeah,
are
buddy.
basically not leaving the TV screen yet. You're catching up on a lot of stuff then, huh?
Yes. I
What-
have not seen any of the Marvel or Star Wars shows.
Ever, because yes, we're trying. Because
What
we
What have you
definitely-
been watching on Disney Plus so far?
No. It came here today.
Yeah, so I
Okay,
assume
what do you mean?
you've been at home all day watching Disney Plus.
I wish. Had to be at work.
work.
Nah.
Rookie mistake.
And your winner by way of ref stoppage, Jurassic Park. You know that could be the way it is, Galactus. We'll talk.
I
about
give
that.
everything to Jurassic World, so spoiler.
Christo, good to see
So,
you. as
Christo?
well.
What's up, Christo?
Well, that's
Fuck you, Christo.
Don't say that about our good friend. He's our good friend here. We don't say that about him.
I can say that to him.
That's why. Okay, so we are doing the Jurassic Park trilogy versus the Jurassic World trilogy. It just kind of came out of an idea. Like initially, we were banding about, Jurassic Park or Jurassic World Dominion came out. We're gonna do. Should we do Jurassic Park versus Jurassic World? I was like, no, that'd be fucking disastrous for Jurassic World, even with the category. I do think there's no way that could have a possible chance of winning. But we decided that we could possibly do the Jurassic Park trilogy versus Jurassic World trilogy because you think it'd be closer when you break down the categories. Mainly, I decided that I still don't think it's going to be close. I really don't. That's
You
my
basically you saved it from put it in what Galactus is saying. You saved it from being a clean knockout to a referee stoppage.
That's probably close. Way. That's probably completely honest.
If it had been Jurassic Park 1 versus Jurassic World 1, it would have been a clean knockout.
Right,
Like
there wouldn't be
there's no question.
You pretty much should we just cancel the show then? You guys you're not supposed to do this.
No. I love watching a good bloodbath. I enjoy watching violence happen. So
The reason I decided to let it go myself, like I said, all right, we'll do it because it is funny to think about it, and I'm just a spoiler for something we're going to do in a little bit. I think Jurassic Park is easily the best of the films. I also think the Lost World Jurassic Park 2 is probably the worst of the films. Therefore, that gives Jurassic World trilogy a fighting shot for me. So we're gonna find out what we're doing. I know I just blew Matty's mind, but we're gonna go into there. In fact, you know what?
Wow.
Let's do that first. We're gonna skip to that one. I start talking about it. Let's give our ranking of the Jurassic Park movies from 6 to 1, and then we'll see where they land. And we'll have a little discussion about why we think how we do. Do you have a listing, Matty? Do you want to start with your list?
I do.
Okay.
I do. You ready?
You
want me
go.
to
I'm
go?
ready. I'm ready.
Okay. So mine is Jurassic World 2 at number 6.
Okay. Fallen Kingdom.
The Fallen Kingdom, yeah. See,
Okay.
that's why it's number 6.
Okay.
Jurassic World at number 5.
Wow. Okay.
Jurassic Park 3 at number 4.
Okay.
No, sorry. Jurassic Park World Dominion at number 4.
Okay.
Then Jurassic
Dominion.
Park 3. Then Jurassic Park 2. Then Jurassic Park 1.
Wow. Okay. What do you got to say for yourself, Jarvi?
Number 6, Fallen Kingdom,
Okay.
which would be way higher if it was as good as the first half. Number 5, Jurassic Park 3. Number 4, Dominion. Number 3 is actually Lost World for a weird reason. Now, there's a huge gap now. Like these 4 that I just mentioned are like way down. Number 2, Jurassic World, and then Jurassic Park. Jurassic World, like the third and second one, are a huge gap because Jurassic World is a freaking awesome movie, in my opinion.
Interesting. Before I give mine, let's see. Oh, look at that. Galactus 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Interesting way to do it. Dominion, Fallen Kingdom, Jurassic World, Jurassic Park 3, Lost World, and then Jurassic Park. And he also went to a double feature of Park and Dominion. That is a jarring contrast. I will say that.
Wait. Galactus, call me before you do something like that. Like, Don't. Why would you do that to yourself, bro? Come on, you better.
And then Legoland pitching in there with Fallen Kingdom, Jurassic World, Dominion, Jurassic Park 3, The Lost World, Major Gap, Jurassic Park.
Okay. So that's pretty much the same as mine. So
all right,
yeah,
well,
Lego's right. Yeah,
I like Lego a lot. I love Lego. You know that. I love all of you guys. This is what I have. I have The Lost World, Jurassic Park as the least of the films. If Steven Spielberg and Jeff Goldblum and Vince Vaughn all lost interest in it, then so did I about a quarter of the way through the movie. Then number 5, I have Dominion. Number 4, I have Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. 3, I have Jurassic Park 3. 2, I have Jurassic World, but I will say 2 and 3 to me are going to change. I actually really am a staunch defender of Jurassic Park 3 for a lot of reasons.
Oh, it's pretty fun. It's pretty fun.
But I see that. And then big, huge, gaping gap of like galaxy, like galaxy gap, and then Jurassic Park, the original. Because the original is one of the best movies of all time. The 5 after that combined are still major gap. If you compare all their qualities, the best of them, still a major gap between the first one and the rest of them. So that's where we are. Interesting to say, though. I'm kind of interested to see what you guys, because like you guys like The Lost World a lot, huh? Better than me, at least.
Yeah.
So talk about that.
For me, it kind of comes down to one person alone. Being from England, I grew up watching Pete Postlewaite in so many different movies, and like this, I saw Romeo and Juliet before I saw The Lost World, so like I was already familiar with him. And then when I got into film studies in college, like I had to like do reports on British actors, and he was the one that I picked because like I went through his entire career and he has become like one of my favorite British actors of all time. And like he was really like, and because I never pictured him as like like a game hunter. And that's that. If anyone who knows me knows, that's something that I cannot stand, is like hunting for sport. Right. So if like seeing an actor that I love in a role of someone that I absolutely detest was like pretty jarring. And I was like, okay, how is he gonna make this work? And I hated him throughout the majority of that movie. When he was like talking about, oh, I want to hunt a male T-Rex, a buck, I was just like, you mother fucker. It's like, I believed in you. Like, I loved you.
You were the chosen one.
I was Obi-Wan standing on top of the high ground. Like, I loved you.
Good to see you as always. I was going to stop you. Actually, I was going to say, I'll do Mike Kalinowski. Let me stop you right there. The Postlewaite was the best part by far of The Lost World, and actually almost made me put it up to number 5 for that reason alone, because he's the only one that really seemed to care about what he was doing. To be honest, he's the only one who seemed to not lose interest. He seemed to understand the assignment and went with it. I just wish that everybody else in the film had decided to follow him.
And he did that in every movie he was in.
That's true. That's true. Well, there's our rankings. It's going to be interesting to see how the categories work out. We do have one more game to play before we do that. Of course, Richard-Erik, Jarvi's favorite game. It's mine too. I'm not going to lie, of course. We're going to take man, the myth, the legend, one Edward Harris, and we're going to put him in.
Is it really Edward, or is he actually Ed?
It actually is Ed, but I some people call him Edward to me, so I kind of just started calling him that every once in a while. And we're going to put him in each of the trilogies. We have recast him in each of the trilogies, or maybe, I don't know, I haven't talked to them about it. Maybe they created new roles for him. I did not. I actually decided to recast specifically. I'm curious what you guys have to come up with. I think we start by giving our casting of Ed Harris in the Jurassic Park trilogy. Jarvi?
You guys start for these ones.
Okay. You know what? Actually, spoiler, Galactus, I kind of considered it. I almost considered it. All right, I'll start then. I choose not a typical Ed Harris recast for us. There's a lot of things I glanced, like maybe I could do Postlewaite, but I didn't want to like replace Pete. So it's like, no, I can't do that. And I decided I'm going to Truman Show the fuck out of this. I'm going to put Ed Harris as John Hammond in Truman
Ooh.
Show, form. Artistic person, scientist, he has like the beret and everything else. He comes up, he's like God all over again. And he's creating this entire universe. Eventually, he learns a little better, a little more than his character Christoph does in the Truman Show. And by the end, he's the good guy saving his grandchildren. But I could just see in him that when he's like scoring the orchestra in Truman Show, doing the same type of thing. I love the idea of him being in charge of everything, but then learning things.
I like it.
That's a bold choice right there.
It is a bold choice. I'd Harrison Dennis Nedry. That would be
No.
not.
No.
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 I mean, he can do it, but we don't want that.
Yeah.
How about you, Matty? You want to go next?
With mine, I was sorely tempted to recast him as Jeff Goldblum in the first one, just so I could see Ed Harris with his shirt
In the first
open.
one.
Right.
In the first
yeah.
Yeah,
Shirt
just so I
open?
could see him laying there with his shirt open.
Oh, that'd be good.
That's my only reason. But I'm
Double
choosing
ticket
to go-
sales. What a double
I'm
ticket
ch-
sales.
I am choosing to put him in Jurassic Park 3
Okay.
to,
Okay.
to attempt to save it as and I can never pronounce the dude's name right. Mr. Udesky, the Michael Jeter character.
Okay.
Oh, right. Yeah, he's kind of like this squirmy, mousy guy.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I like that. Okay. That makes sense.
Very small role for him.
It is small role, but we can take it. He does well with small roles.
But as I was gonna say, we've seen him, take on small roles and crush it.
Thank you.
So,
Yeah, sounds good. I like that. Okay. By the way, save Jurassic Park 3. I don't think it needs to be saved. I think it's just fine.
I think it needs to be so.
What's wrong with Jurassic Park 3? Tell me what's wrong with Jurassic Park 3. Go ahead. Hit me.
Okay.
What don't you like about it?
And this is me speaking on the majority of this franchise. And my best friend in the world, Ryan, is going to be watching this back because he watches every episode back after it airs. And Jurassic Park is like his favorite franchise. So he's probably going to kill me for this. I have the same problem with the Jurassic movies as I did with the Lord of the Rings movies. It's just they just do not keep my attention. For some reason, they just don't grasp me. They don't hold my attention, and I'm just like, I don't know why.
Like even Jurassic Park movies or just Jurassic World movies or all of them.
Jarvi is doing me for Class Action again. We are the host of Class Action. We're back to a dynamic duo. I will not have Lord of the Rings blasphemy posted on Class Action. So if Matty, if you're willing to behave, I might consider rehiring you. All right, you can behave.
Bring back.
Okay.
I'm gonna behave. I'm not saying they're bad. I'm just saying like.
Continue your point about Jurassic. I'll pretend I didn't hear the other part.
That was my point. Like they just can't hold my attention, and I'm just like, I watched apart from number 1, which I'm like that was sweet, and mostly because of Jeff Goldblum, I'm like that was sweet.
I will say, I will agree. For the most part, there's a lot of, despite me not ordering it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There is a problem of diminishing returns in this franchise.
Yeah,
it's not nearly as magical. Every time you get a new movie, it's like they try to recreate the Laura Dern like Sam Neill moment in the first one. That first time you see the dinosaurs up there, which was so iconic in Jurassic Park. They try to do that almost in every film. It's kind of like sixth time. It's like, yeah, good. Yeah, okay, we got it. Yeah, we got it. They're fucking magical. They're fucking awesome. All right, move on. Let's go. What's next? Let's eat some people.
Okay, here's a question I have for you guys. If they'd have done it and used different dinosaurs each time, like you bring the T-Rex in the first one, then you bring in the raptors, then you bring in something else, like add a fresh flavor, add a new threat.
Maybe. I feel like they tried to do that, though, but the problem was they tried to make these all big. Like Jeff Goldblum says it best in Dominion. Why do they always have to go bigger? They're always trying to make them like bigger and badassier than before. It's like T-Rex. No, now we're the next step up. Now we're the fucking Indoraptor. Now we're crossing them with. Now we're crossing with Superman's DNA. And we're crossing
Gigasaurus, or what the fuck was it called?
Gigasaurus, Gigantosaurus. That's basically what he said. I don't have no idea how to name it.
I laughed every time.
I'm just going to call it the big ass dinosaur of this movie.
I just laughed every time they said the fucking Gigantosaurus or something. I just friggin' chuckled. I just couldn't.
At least with shit like that, while it is funny, it also plays into the fact that us as humans, as soon as we get hold of something, we have to figure out a way to recreate it and make it bigger and make it better. So that's just kind of like us. So
Yeah.
it's like shining a light on, hey, stop being stupid and wrecking the planet.
Yeah. Maybe. Yeah, you're not wrong, but it just.
But yeah,
I
I'm
would-
clutching his straws here. So
I'm gonna bring us back on track. We're on recasting Ed Harris at the moment.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's true. That's true.
All right, so Matty, you're probably not gonna like my recast for the Jurassic Park franchise.
No,
I'm
don't
recasting Ed Harris as Jeff Goldblum in The Lost World. Oh my God, he's neutered in that movie. One of the greatest characters of all time.
Yeah,
fucking neutered in the second one. So
no,
bring in Ed Harris, give us a fresh character, leave Dr. Ian Malcolm alone because he's fucking awesome, and just Ed Harris do his own thing that he does best.
It'd be tough for Ed Harris to get the high ground on the like the T-Rex though, huh? It's gonna have we're gonna find a hard time where Hummel can kind of come in and go, I'm up here, you're shit.
You walked into the wrong goddamn park.
Yes, that's your trailer right there.
I love it. I love it though. That's cool. All right, cool. Let's move on then to Jurassic World Saga. This one I thought was pretty easy, and I like it. I'm not gonna lie, it's a little simple, but I think Ed Harris as Vic Hoskins in Jurassic World. Ah, wow. And so, Matty, we are a twosome now on class.
Some tough love today.
There's a lot of tough love. It's every day for us. Let's be frank. Let's be honest there. I think Vic Hoskins, which is for Vincent D'Onofrio's character in Jurassic World.
Oh, really?
I think that'd be a good recast for him.
He was the best villain in the Jurassic World movies.
He was, but I think I could have been even better with him. I think I'd had it because Vic I feel like Vic, he was decent, but he was kind of stupid about a lot of things he did. Like a lot of times, that's part of the problem with Jurassic World. Well, right, that's what I said. But I think Ed Harris could have made it more intelligent seeming. I felt like it could have been. It was just more like because it was kind of like I never believed Hoskins. Like I'm like Hoskins. If you're in charge of this military unit, you can't be this dumb to like. I know that's partially the script's fault, but I feel like Ed Harris would have been like either would have been smart enough about it, enough about it, or would have found a way to like intimidate or do something to cover the fact that it's a stupid idea by him. I don't know. So I think that's the easiest one for me. I think to go for that one. It is simple because he's a militaristic, villainous kind of guy, which is what Harris does play a lot of. But I figure if I go Hammond in one, I shoot for the stars in one, I can kind of like go a little bit easier in the second one.
All right.
Matty, what do you got?
I took the same character, but for different reasons.
Okay.
Because I want to save Vincent D'Onofrio's IMDb listing from these god awful movies.
He's only in the first one, right?
Yeah.
Because he dies in the first one, right?
Yeah. But like you look down the list of all of Vinny D's
He's had a
movies that
couple
he's
of bad
been.
movies. He's had a couple of bad movies.
Vinny D. You can't call him Vinny D. People
can't
will
I
be
call him
thinking
Vinny
about
D?
Vin Diesel.
Yeah.
No, Vince D'Onofrio is my Vinny D.
Vinny D.
Like
Vinny
you
D
got
where Vin Diesel was.
he like you look at he goes Wilson Fisk
Nobody calls
to
him.
this, the judge to this. I'm just like,
Oh, the judge.
Is
what
Vinny
are we-
D, is that going
what
to
are
be RPSH? Is Vinny D going to be RPSH that way? Or nobody calls him PSH? Nobody calls him Vinny D? We call him Vinny D.
yeah, that's it.
I like
No, he's the class action Vinny D.
it. That's fair.
Hopefully Lustrina isn't watching right now because like he may kill me for that.
Oh, we'll call him Diesel. We'll call him Diesel. Vin Diesel just be called Diesel. That's all. I'll call him Dom Toretto for that matter. I think he'll appreciate that anyway. All right, Jarvi, what do you got for us?
All right, so I'm recasting Ed Harris as Dachshund in Jurassic World Dominion. I think Campbell Scott is a decent actor. I usually do like his performances. I think that villain was just lazy. He was a weak character. There wasn't any resolve in him. It was just forgettable. And if we know anything about Ed Harris, he's going to bring resolve. It's not going to be a weak character, and he's going to be fucking memorable.
I am 100% with you on that.
It
I
has
actually
taken
almost
us
went
over.
that way too because Campbell Scott delivered what was one of the worst performances I think I've seen in a long time on the silver screen. And I like Campbell Scott. I've seen him do good work.
Same.
But this is a god awful villain, a god awful acting performance. But Lego Campbell Scott is an amazing actor. I just can't stand his performance in this. I think he's a character who's supposed to have like tics, like autistic tics, but I couldn't tell if they were like real or if they were. I couldn't like really tell what he was doing with them. Like it just seemed like awkward with it. I was like, is this what I don't know what you're doing here, and I didn't know who he was. He was basically a twirly mustache villain who I didn't really know what his. I mean, this is a scientist who supposedly brilliant scientist who is trying to control the food population. All the other scientists are saying this is going to destroy the world, and he's like poo-pooing the whole thing. Like, it's like, how are you that smart but that's stupid? And nothing ever just seemed right with me and him. And I don't know. He was god awful.
He was miscast. He was miscast because he's a good actor and who actually I think would have nailed the role with all of his tics and his like mad scientist thing would have been Jesse Eisenberg doing the Lex Luthor thing that he did in freaking BVS. That didn't work there, but it would have worked here because he was sort of trying to play this like
potentially more. I see doing that. It was just god awful. I mean, I gotta be honest. Dominion was not my favorite performance. Dominion was not my favorite film either. I didn't like that one at all.
And like before anyone says like, "Oh, you guys are fucking trashing it," like the movie was. I
had fun.
It was cool, but like I'm in no rush to go watch it again.
I have to.
Go on.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, go. Please finish.
Sorry, I just totally interrupted you. I had a bit of a lag spike. In Estonia, people clapped after Dominion. I was like, oh, yeah. Me and Krista we were watching the movie together. It was over. People were clapping. Krista's going, yeah, it wasn't half bad. I went, it's a big pile of shit, and I had so much fun with it. But it's a big pile of shit.
They're clapping that it was over. I think actually
they were. I don't know, but they were like actually clapping for it. I was like, what the fuck? Am I in the wrong here?
No, you're not.
I mean, I was clapping for Morbius to be over, so it makes sense.
I couldn't watch that film, and I knew there was like fun parts to be had, but like even the fun monster movie parts, like the very big pulpy parts were just undercut by so many. All right, I'm gonna get this out of the way right now. Sam Neill in this movie did absolutely nothing. Like there was no reason for Sam Neill to be in it except for it to be Sam Neill. Like I've never seen a more telling piece of dialogue than when Laura Dern comes up to him and goes, "I need you to come with me to bear witness." Because that's all he fucking does the entire movie is basically watch what's going on and make an occasional smirk and make an occasional Sam Neill like.
He has the good smile though.
But that's all he does. Like there is no. I don't understand why he was bearing witness. I don't understand why he was invited. I have no idea what the hell like.
Just for the legacy, just bring in the legacy characters.
There was no reason to be brought in. It was just like.
But there is a category where we get to discuss the characters in more depth. So why don't we just take it away?
Let's do it in our categories. Okay, we're gonna find out. Here's the trial, the actual trial: Jurassic Park trilogy versus Jurassic World trilogy. We have 5. I almost said 6. We have 5 categories this week, and we're going to break them down bit by bit and let us find out what happens at the end and say which one is the victor. Will justice be served? There's only one way to find out, and we're going to find out right now. First question.
First category.
Wait a minute, 1 second. Interesting. Sam Neill's supposed to be Laura Dern's arm candy. I love it because it's usually what the chicks roll is in this type of movies. That's a good point. That's an interesting point.
That is a good point. That just saves it a little bit.
You know what? I appreciate Lego's view on that because as a completely old white male, I probably didn't even realize that. That's something that has to be pointed out. Absolutely. Thank you for pointing that out. That actually does help me a little bit. But okay. All right. Number 1. Which trilogy has the better dinosaurs or better special effects, things of that nature? I'm going to let you start off, Matty.
Jurassic Park. Without a doubt. I don't care for man-made dinosaurs. Like, I don't care for the Indoraptor and all that stuff.
Gigantic Bibliococosaurus.
The I don't care. Like, show me the fucking dinosaurs that I used to have little toys of and posters of on my wall and used to read about in books and stuff. The first time I saw the T-Rex appear in Jurassic Park when I was a kid, I nearly shit myself because I was fucking terrified of that thing. There you go. But like,
I buy it.
In the Indoraptor and everything, I'm just like, okay, cool. So it's a man-made Velociraptor. Do you know what else was a man-made Velociraptor? The Velociraptors in the first fucking movie.
Good point. Good point. You know what? I'm just gonna piggyback right on that, Matty, if you don't mind. I'm also gonna say Jurassic Park because again, what I was talking about with diminishing returns. The first film, that moment where you first did dinosaurs, you're like, holy fucking shit. That is amazing technology. This is amazing. They use computers and real special effects and everything else.
Practical effects.
Practical, thank you. That was the word. Practical effects. So good, so powerful. And yet every time we had a movie go on later, it was like, how can we tweak these dinosaurs to be basically less impressive than the first ones? And like by the time like Dominion came around, we had like the three big. I couldn't even tell you which dinosaur was which half the time. That's partially the directing because I'm not a fan, by the way, of Colin Trevorrow at all. I'm just not
really?
a fan of directing. I think he's a shitty director. I think J.P. Bayona directed the hell out of Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom much better as far as action sequences go and everything else. I think it was a much better directed film.
Yikes!
Wow.
Please, the film Trevorrow takes it. He has
Matty,
no
can
eye.
you throw him off?
He has no eye.
I can, but like I'm captivated by this.
You're not angry. You're just like amazed.
He has no visual eye. He has no way of distinguishing between action sequences. They just all kind of like float together. It's ridiculously dumb, and the difference is striking. Like Jurassic World was a better written movie than Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom. I think Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom looked a hell of a lot better than Jurassic World did by far.
The thing is, the dinosaurs always look better at night, right?
Well, that's what they try. They though.
But they do. That's
when it's dark and there's no lighting to hide how bad they look.
Yeah, maybe. The Jurassic Park, they looked fine in the daylight in Jurassic Park, though, didn't they?
Well, the T-Rex did look best when it was at night, though.
All right, the T-Rex. Okay, but I still feel
we're gonna kick the shit out of these movies.
Jurassic World got nothing on Jurassic Park trilogy as far as that goes, because at best,
nothing on the Jurassic Park 1.
At best, it was we tried to recreate what we saw in the first trilogy and maybe came halfway close to succeeding. So that's where I am too. Jarvi, you're gonna come back.
All right. This is gonna be a bit of a longer discussion now for me, so bear with me. I think it's really freaking easy to take a dump on the Jurassic World movies because of its overabundance of CGI, and I think the '93 Jurassic Park, you kind of did a disservice to every creature movie that came after it because seemingly no movie had the magic that Jurassic Park had. From the first time, like we see I think this is the Brachiosauruses and the T-Rex chase. I mean, they're so freaking iconic. Whereas if we're talking about dinosaurs, I think the Jurassic World where it really shined were the raptors and especially Blue. Now that was a really fucking awesome storyline that they kind of had this human dinosaur connection. Chris Pratt trained the raptors. They had this strong bond. So that was really well done. And I'm kind of sad that they blew it on the third one because they took it too far. Like he was making promises to a fucking raptor. And like just Jeff Goldblum said it yourself, you're talking to a dinosaur. Yes. And he fucking was.
I will say real quick, I did have in my notes and forgot to mention it. I did say the rest are fine, but Blue is the only thing that does make it close because I did like the Blue storyline in Jurassic World. Again, I agree. They kind of went a little far with it. There was time where it's kind of cool to see them together and like have them have recognition, but it does get a little weird at the end there. Matty, go ahead.
I will say Chris Pratt definitely has a career as a traffic cop after his acting career is done, just from holding his arm out the whole time and just being like, hey, right, now you go, stop, go. So
I do agree that they should have, and I'm totally, because I watched a lot of Christian Harloff reviews of Dominion. He should have had his hand like bitten off or something. Like, see, that would have actually been a pretty cool. Like, he had like a
If they
prosthetic
Luke
arm from his elbow.
Skywalker him,
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they should have done it. Would have brought a
Captain
bit more
Hook
like darkness to it, a bit more like would have grounded it a little bit more. Because he just keeps doing it to fucking every dinosaur, and it gets pretty stupid. But yeah, overall, as much as I'd like to say that Boo and the Raptors were great in Jurassic World, there's no chance that Jurassic Park doesn't take this category. And but even though they used the T-Rex in the Jurassic World movies as, you know, the savior character, like he's not the villain. Like, he starts off as the villain, and this trope, like, they could make, I don't know, 5 more really bad Jurassic World sequels, whatever. If they keep bringing back your T-Rex as the savior, that trope doesn't get old for me. I don't care. It just doesn't get old.
I actually have to agree with that. I kind of
Right?
I makes me chuckle a little bit, like, oh yeah.
Yeah. And the roar, like all the like big dinosaurs have this like King Kong roar, but the T-Rex sort of has this like a bit screechy something in that voice. It's like the Godzilla roar or something. I don't know. It's just it's iconic. It's almost like the Imperial Jesus Christ. The fighters.
TIE fighter.
The TIE fighter. Yeah, the sound.
Yeah, I guess that's cool. I will also, before we move on, I want to throw out there, I did also like the Jurassic World, the amphibious or the water dinosaur. That was actually kind of cool. I'll give credit for that. That was kind of
They should have used more practical effects on that.
Megalodon? Was it Megalodon?
That's the Meg character from Jason.
No, that's from the Meg. But it is a cool character.
Shut up, Meg.
I mean, a cool dinosaur.
That was kind of cool, but it's funny. We didn't realize that Chris Pratt joined the Five Horsemen. But anyway,
yes.
Lego does say, "How are we all feeling about the more authentic dinosaurs with the feathers and such?" I was pretty indifferent to it, honestly. Like, it's
same.
I actually liked that a little bit because it was something different, and it was something that was legitimately different. Like, it was something we hadn't seen.
When it went underwater,
it was realistic. Yeah, they kind of like seemed like, okay, that's actually taking like something out of history and trying to make it more legitimate. It kind of tries to legitimize the movie in a way. So I actually like the attempt at doing it, even if people didn't like how it looked. That's fine, whatever.
One quick add-on about Jurassic Park 3. What was really cool about Jurassic Park 3 is they really doubled down on the. I'm not going to try to pronounce the name of the dinosaur because it's fucking impossible. The flying dinosaurs.
Yes.
They were like they made that dinosaur really fucking like scary and dangerous and yeah. Sarah, whatever the fuck you just said. Yes, whatever.
Okay. Moving on to category number 2, then the better heroes, human in the trilogy, the better heroes. I'll start off with this one and say this one also is very easily Jurassic Park trilogy for me. For a couple
question
reasons.
Before you begin, sorry, are we counting Ian Malcolm as a hero?
Yeah.
Okay.
Think
100%.
Throughout the franchise, not just the first movie.
Okay.
Well, here's what I'm going to say about that is that they're part of the Sam Neill and Laura Dern and Ian Malcolm got some of the best, or probably some of the best parts of Dominion, and that's not saying much. So right away, some of your best characters in Dominion are from the fucking original trilogy, because your characters can't stand on your own. Because I love Bryce Dallas Howard as a director for Mandalorian. She can't act her way out of a paper bag in these movies. I cannot stand her in these movies. I don't like her at one bit. I'm not a big fan of her as an actor in general. The only time I think I've ever liked her as an actor was the Black Mirror episode.
Black Mirror? Really? Oh my God, you went there.
I went there. That's the only time I've ever really liked her as an actor. Everywhere else, I'm kind of like, I think she's a phenomenally talented director. I love what she's done with Mandalorian and Book of Boba Fett and things. That was some really good work. I actually hope she directs a Star Wars movie. I'm actually that in tune with what she's done.
100%. Yeah, give her a Star Wars movie.
Can't stand her character. Can't stand her act. Like, and her character also goes from like, I am this hoity-toity person, and now she's like in Dominion. She's like this guerrilla warfare kind of like animal activist, and I just don't buy any of it. I don't buy a damn thing about it with her at all. Chris Pratt is fine. He's Chris Pratt.
He's Chris Pratt. Yeah.
But he's Chris Pratt. Just that's his whole acting is. I'm going to throw up my hands here and go. And that's
they got
his whole acting job, right?
Holy shit! Chris Pratt is a mime in the movie.
Pretty much, he is a mime.
That's okay. Sorry, I'm trying hard not to intervene.
Yes, I mean he's fine, but like comparatively, Sam Neill has great moments, especially in the first one. Laura Dern has great moments in the first one. Sam Neill has actually decent moments in Jurassic Park 3. I would say Ian Malcolm has great moments throughout. I think Julianne Moore is actually not too bad in Lost World. She does guy has some good moments. I don't know if you count Pete Postlethwaite as a hero or not. Not really, but he
No.
No.
He's like the biggest villain of them all.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. I'm not going to get fucking with you guys.
Why?
Actually,
Pete? Why?
I like William H. Macy and Tay Leone as like hero characters as well because they seem more realistic. I like the twist.
You like them?
I like it. I like
I had
the
a
twist
problem
about
with them.
I kind of dug what they're doing with them. I thought that. I mean, Tay Leone was actually. I should say that Tay Leone was one of the stupidest characters I've ever seen.
Yes,
Like
sir.
she just kept making like dumb choices. I mean, that was a writing problem, not an acting problem. Like she's got to learn to shut up. And like at the fifth or sixth or seventh time, she's got to learn to shut up. But I also like the other guy that was in Jurassic Park 3, Billy, I believe, right? Billy?
Oh yeah, he was a really cool character. Actually,
Was he the
Yeah.
Sam
the
Neill's assistant.
mercenary guy?
No, he was Sam Neill's like assistant.
Oh,
Yeah, he
okay,
stole the
yeah,
eggs.
Yeah, he was
and,
cool.
Stole the egg. He had to learn from it and sacrifice himself. He was a pretty decent character, I thought. Then you jump to Jurassic World. It's like
he was in Face Off. Nick Cage's
Yes.
brother, right?
Yep, I believe he was actually. I think you're a good call of that. But at the end of the day, in the next trilogy, we just said it. We got Chris Pratt, who is decent. You got Bryce Dallas Howard, who's not that great. What other heroes do you have except that weren't from the original trilogy? You got Maisie, the clone. Fine.
Kind of.
It's fine. So to me, this is an easy Jurassic Park trilogy for me.
Can I just come in now because
Yeah,
you made
absolutely.
some points that
I'll finish it off.
Go ahead. Jarvi, it's all
Sorry,
you.
Matty, you said you wanted to finish it.
Yeah,
off.
no, I'll
sorry.
finish the thing.
Oh,
off.
okay.
You go
All right,
off,
all right.
I'll finish the.
So about Bryce Dallas Howard, I feel like she is supposed to be this kind of an annoying, bratty character. Even bratty and mixed in with this sort of that she's turned into this like corporate goon who's only interested about the money, about the park's well-being, doesn't care about the animals. And I think Chris Pratt as well. Like, sure, there's no comparison to the first movie where Sam Neill, Laura Dern, and Jeff Goldblum give these awesome performances, like some of the best characters in adventure movies ever. But if you think about like their arc throughout, like Ian Malcolm, and I said it already, he is pretty much a new character in the second one. There's almost no sign of him. What they did with the first one, they turned him into this cardboard, action hero type. That's just not him. The third one, I'd say Sam Neill he's good enough. He's decent, but there's not much like character development in him. And this is where I know I'm pissing you guys off because I'm defending Jurassic World. I think Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard actually have a better arc when you think about the three movies and how their characters evolve. Bryce Dallas Howard in particular, because she starts off like, as I said, she's this corporate goon. In the second one, she's working for a nonprofit. She's trying to save the dinosaurs. And in the third one, she's pretty much in full mom mode already. So and Chris Pratt is not far off behind her. I'd say Chris Pratt stays the same, but he's on board with her journey as well. And I know this is a bit of a stretch, but for that reason and for that character development, I'm actually giving this one to Jurassic World. And I don't think Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard have to be great performers. They're doing great job with just bringing us the fun. And I think there's some character development there. And I'd say like we make fun of this hand movement, but it's become kind of an iconic thing that he does in these three movies, even though if it's a bit jokey.
If he does it in Thor: Love and Thunder, I'm gonna be pissed.
He should. That's his move now. So yeah, I'm going against the grain here. I know it's a bit of a stretch, but I really did think about it, and I'm not just giving this to give something to Jurassic World. I actually do think their development as characters is better.
Well, I guess we all have our opinions. Matty, go ahead.
It's just your opinion.
I am going to speak for a audience I am not a part of, but I know it's definitely taken inspiration from someone in these movies. I was never a big science kid growing up. I knew how to blow shit up in a Bunsen burner, all that good stuff. But Jeff Goldblum as Ian Malcolm speaks to an entire world of science bros that look at Ian Malcolm in that first movie, shirt ripped open, laying there all hot, thinking, fuck, dude, science is sexy, bro. Like, See, guys, science is hot too. And for that we always say representation is important, right? So for the science bros, for you guys, I am picking Ian Malcolm and Jurassic Park.
I fully support that pick.
I've got nothing against that. It's
Listen.
just the first movie, though. It's just the first movie. We're talking trilogy, man. We're talking trilogy.
But he's throughout both
Trilogy.
trilogies, so it counts.
I know,
Because
but
Someone out there,
that's your
He does
argument.
enough in the first film, better than Bryce Dallas Howard's arc in Jurassic World. I gotta say, that's what I say. I just think her arc is shitty and not believable at all. So I'll
You're
go
talking
with
about Bryce Dallas Howard? Or?
Yes, I
Okay.
am.
No,
I
no,
don't
I
like
get,
her.
I get it. She's
it.
a character
Didn't
that's
buy it.
she's kind of whiny and bratty and can be annoying. So I get that, but I think that's part of what she's doing. Like Black Mirror as well. You said you love her performance in Black Mirror. She's like bratty and whiny on steroids in that.
Oh yeah,
You still
I
love
get
that
it.
performance.
I did because I felt that was what the character needed. This just felt wrong. I didn't buy this character at all. I bought nothing about this character since the beginning of it. I was kind of hoping Judy Greer would have switched. We would see Judy Greer as the instead of Bryce Dallas Howard.
She has one of the greatest line deliveries ever. Like, it's so awesome.
one word.
All right, let's move on then to our next category in this trial. Obviously, we just have better heroes. Let's try better villains, humans. Now,
I figured that I put in humans, but it's really difficult to talk about human villains when you talk about the original Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Because can I start this one?
Yeah, sure.
Absolutely.
Because when you think about Jurassic Park trilogy, the villains are the dinosaurs and human greed, and there's like shit weasels here and there. Okay, Pete Postlethwaite, we kind of established that he's your as villainous as he can get, but he's not really your like overlord type of villain. He's sort of a side character, more or less. So it's really it's tough to talk about villains when it comes to the Jurassic Park trilogy, but okay, we can talk about the shit weasels. So we got not Dachan, was Dendry? Nedry. Shit,
Wait,
I got a friend called Dendry. Nedry. I would say he's actually like the villain of the first movie because he's the one who fucks it all up. He's actually the one who fucks it up. Dachan, there is, that he comes in later. And I don't know, we actually talked about this offline, that he's the same character as Campbell Scott is in Dominion.
Right.
Did you know he was also in Dirty Dancing?
I did know that.
I did not know that.
When that Nedry, he's in Dirty Dancing.
Jurassic World now. The dinos are not the villains anymore. Not at all. They're more of a, plot device to get scares or drive characters into situations. But most of the time, it was the heroes going against like your megalomaniacal humans. Like we talked about Vincent D'Onofrio. It was actually, I thought he was a pretty sweet villain, actually. I think he's the best. He's the best villain of the World trilogy. Second one, we had Ray Spall and Toby Jones, who actually they give off these really despicable characters and villains. Not a great movie, so they kind of die off in the white noise there. All right, Campbell Scott as Dachan. Yeah, that was horrid. Yeah, I don't know. There's no excuse there. So yeah, Jurassic Park didn't really need a clear-cut human villain, but still, I would say the shit weasels take it before the actual Jurassic World villains.
All right, Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Matty, go ahead, hit me.
I'm going to echo Jarvi's sentiment, but I'm also going to flip it on its head a little bit.
Okay.
In that there are shit weasel dinosaurs in Jurassic Park, and it's those goddamn compies. The little fuckers.
Oh, yeah.
Those little bastards. Not only did they killed a child at the start of the second movie, they pretty much like they're there, and then I can't remember the guy who played it, but the one hunter mercenary guy. There's like as he's walking away, they like
Peter
follow him, and then
Stormare.
Yeah,
that?
there's some-
I think
Peter
it's Peter
Stormare.
Stormare.
was
Stormare.
it? Is it him?
Peter Stormare. He's in the second one. Yeah. So
Oh,
that's
shit.
what you're
Yeah.
talking about.
Okay. Yeah. It was him. Yeah, you're right. Like he goes to walk away, then they stop.
Mm.
Yeah.
Like he looks
yeah,
back
that's
at them and they stop, and then they're like, ah, ha, 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 "We're gonna get you." And then you just see like the little river of blood come
Yeah.
underneath the log, and I'm just like, they like didn't show those little fuckers beating him because they were all eating him alive. So it
Yep.
must have been pretty damn gruesome to not show
Yes.
that, because they in the first movie we saw a dude take a shit and the T-Rex bite a guy in the heart, eat a guy whole while he was taking a shit, but you don't show us the compies eating the dude alive.
That's true.
The smaller ones are really fucking scary, like raptors and the what do you call them, the compies?
Compies,
Yeah.
yeah.
Compies. They're way more like dangerous than your big sort of predators.
Yeah, they're like the rat dinosaurs.
Right.
But we're
No,
talking human
that.
villains, though.
Oh, Nedry's a piece of shit.
That's fair.
I hate I like Wayne Knight, but like I hate Nedry. Like he just like the little like wheezing squeak that he does when he finds out how much money he'd get for the embryos. I'm just like, you are such you fucking annoy me.
But it's so
And
much
it
fun as well, right?
And the dude, I can't fucking remember his name. It escapes me for some reason in the second one that takes over from Dr. Hammond, like running the company.
Oh,
Who is it?
Not Henry.
In the second film, you
In
said?
the second one.
Oh, it's
Henry.
Ludlow, Arliss Howard.
I can't remember. Whoever takes it over, and it's just like basically the American guy at the start that's like taking
Yeah,
over the company. Yeah,
Peter
him.
Ludlow.
Yeah, I was just like, I hope you die. Like, please die.
That's fair. That's fair. So you're going with Jurassic Park as well, then,
I'm
correct?
going Jurassic Park. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
PLD, did you?
I actually tried very hard to give this a Jurassic World. I really did, because I do like Vincent D'Onofrio. I actually do like Rafe Spall a lot. I think he's a great character as far as what he tries to do, especially when he fucks over Cromwell and kills Cromwell.
Yeah.
And what he like does to the clone, everything else. I loved the. That's true. That's true. That's little bitch. I liked a lot of the human villains in there. In fact, one of my favorite villains of the whole franchise, and one of the arcs I believe more than Bryce Dallas Howard actually, was Dr. Wu. Was Henry Wu? Was BD Wong, who's in the first one was a villain. He's a villain in the Jurassic World and most of Jurassic Fallen Kingdom. And then by the time he gets to Dominion, that was actually one of my favorite parts about Dominion, was his kind of eventual turn to the good side. Like, he's just so tired and just so like beaten up, and like at that point after he with like even clone aspect, it felt like a good turn for him. I tried though, but then Campbell Scott came in and fucking ruined it all to hell. I can't give Jurassic World anything. If Campbell Scott hadn't been there, I might have given this to Jurassic World. But Campbell Scott was so bad, and I have no choice but to disqualify the Jurassic World trilogy for that, because Wayne Knight is a bitch, and Ludlow is a fine piece of work, bitch. They're all, and Pete Postlethwaite's in there. I can't go against Pete Postlethwaite. So at the end of the day, and Udesky, we mentioned Udesky earlier. I like them. There's a lot of little pieces of the. They're not huge parts of it, but considering they're not huge parts of it, like with the amount of time that they have on screen, they do a perfect job for what they're supposed to do. Fuck Campbell Scott. Actually, not.
Actually, I was hoping you'd actually convince me to give this Jurassic World as well, because I kept coming back to my reasoning that there's no villains in Jurassic Park. There's just shit weasels. But fucking Campbell Scott does ruin it. And I do like him as an actor, so don't get this wrong. I'm not taking a shit on him. It's just that character was god-awful.
I'm seeing a running theme within the last few of these movies of great actors, but were terrible in these movies. Just saying.
There we go. We're done with the villains. Better. So category number 4, better sense of adventure, more fun. I'll start it off, I guess.
Go ahead.
Diminishing Returns. The first one was the best there was, and there's no other more adventure than fun than that. Jurassic World did a good job trying to do it the first time it came back. But at the same time, that was more. I really feel that was more like, well, it's been 15 years, so it's kind of sort of exciting to get back into the universe again. But then once you got there, it's kind of like, yeah, I've seen all this before, pretty much. Just like you're putting new frosting on an old cake kind of thing. So, at the end of the day, I don't even have much more to say than that. It's not about like more.
Can I ask a question of you?
Yeah, go ahead.
About Jurassic World? You did talk about they were going back and done nothing new, but they did open the park for the first time and actually had like people there and like shit going to hell with the park open. That doesn't sway you?
Yeah, because to me, I'm like kind of like, okay, so like the only thing that made sense to me, well, first of all, Jurassic Park 3 did something more new by not having a park at all and having a crash landing and just trying to survive. I actually like that aspect of it better because it set aside this whole morality, man doing too much. This was simply about a parents trying to find their kids for the most part. Yes, there was an overall arc villain, and that's why Jurassic Park 3 I love. I'm not going to say it's the best film at all by far, but there's a lot I liked about it because that did a little bit new. This was just felt like, okay, so it just took the next obvious step. All right, we've had the park trying to open. Now we're going to have the park actually open. And to me, that actually annoys the fuck out of me. How the fuck after Jurassic Park happens, do they actually open this fucking park? Like, how does it actually work? How did they did? Okay, we got a lot of death in Jurassic Park. All of Lost World happens. A lot of death there. Jurassic Park 3 happens. Like the dinosaurs are still not doing good, and yet here we are. Money, 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 money. We're gonna open this park, and we're gonna do it the way they did it, so that these things can still happen. And we're gonna make them. We're gonna put the dinosaurs together with velociraptors because that's a great idea. We're gonna make them.
Shout out to corporate greed.
If they wouldn't have made the what was the first one called? The white
in Jurassic
big
World?
T-Rex. Yeah, not Indoraptor.
Indoraptor. I think it might have been the Indoraptor. I don't even know. That's the problem. I don't even know. I have no idea.
Did you know? But they
The
Indominus
Rex.
The Indominus Rex. They only made like the reason why the park failed is because they engineered a dinosaur that could break out of their park. So they just literally fucked themselves.
I will say I like the Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom idea that it basically becomes a haunted house, haunted mansion with dinosaurs. I like that aspect of it. That actually seemed new and unique to it. That made sense to me more than else. So there was parts. I'm not saying Jurassic World Trilogy doesn't have its fun moments, but it still feels like it always felt like recycled compared to that. I cannot come close to the initial sense of fun and adventure I got out of the first film. So therefore, I got to give it to Jurassic Park Trilogy because everything else is okay comparatively. I don't know who wants to go next.
So prior to seeing the actual third movie, I could have teetered on Jurassic World because it's like I said to you guys in the private chat the other day. Seeing the trailer, I was like, "Holy shit! This is the Apes trilogy with dinosaurs."
Yeah,
I was like, "This should be awesome." The new Planet of the Apes trilogy, but replace the apes with dinosaurs. I'm in. You got me. I'm in. They completely went away from it. And if they'd have stuck that course, I would have given this to Jurassic World because the thought of dinosaurs just aimlessly walking around amongst humans, natural selection taking its course when it happened to the dinosaurs, and then the dinosaurs would be doing it to the humans. Perfect. I would have been all on board with that. Nothing would have beaten that.
We had to go back.
But you didn't do it. So
go back to a close. I agree 100%. I wanted it so badly from Dominion to see dinosaurs. They said it, dinosaurs and humans living together, trying to coexist, kind of thing. That's what I wanted to see out of Jurassic World Dominion.
Yeah, and if they'd have done that, I would have hands down given it to Jurassic World. But you didn't do it.
No.
So Jurassic Park's getting my vote.
You blue-balled poor Matty. That's what you did, and that's why you don't get his vote.
I don't like being blue balls. I don't like it. Don't do it.
Jarvi, you have anything to add on this? Are you going for that?
Yeah, I kind of, as I usually do, interrupted you, Paul, and told one of my big strong points for Jurassic World. The first one is when they actually opened the park. We got to see people in there. We got to see the dinosaurs just cut through those humans and just some gruesome deaths right there. The second one as well, you said it's like a horror mansion type of vibe, and I really appreciate the swing they took. Also, the first half of Fallen Kingdom, not even the first half, the first third of Fallen Kingdom is truly spectacular. it's really great. It caps it off with the island getting destroyed. The third one, that's again probably they tried to do something. They should have gone like the route of doing a full like dystopian future kind of a thing where the human race is close to being wiped out, or go like the Dinotopia route where like humans and dinosaurs are like co-inhabiting. Like there's like technology involving the dinosaurs. They're helping the dinosaurs. They're sort of, I don't know if you guys have read or seen the Dinotopia series.
I saw part of it once. I can't remember it very well.
There's some artistic images where just like, you know, people and dinosaurs were living together back in way back. I don't know, millions of years ago. There was like actual like technology involved around the dinosaurs. That was a really cool thing. But yeah, they did none of that. They fucking gave us locusts, and that storyline didn't go anywhere. But when we talk about Jurassic Park, like the first one, like the second and the third one, they weren't like gems either. There's, in that sense, the trilogies are pretty similar, because I'd say Jurassic World and Jurassic Park are like the strongest parts of these both. But I think it's the simplicity of the Jurassic Park movies that we don't get like the overabundance of let's make new dinosaurs, let's clone them, bring us locusts. Just the purity of the dinosaurs and the adventure, and that's where the fun is. So Jurassic Park.
Okay, all right, there we go. Okay, so then we move on then to the better fist pump moments.
Yes.
Better fist pump moments. Does anybody want to start? Anybody want to start? If not, I'll do it. Okay, I'll do it.
You go.
Best fist pump in the whole trilogy, in the whole saga. The first time we see the dinosaurs. By far, that iconic moment is just
they do move in herds. Yeah.
Because that was the audience. That was us seeing it together. Like that. I love the T-Rex eating the guy taking a shit. That was funny moment.
Yeah.
You knock him with his shirt down, just looking all cool ass like a rock star scientist. Fist bump moment.
My God.
Whole first film.
The T-Rex night scene.
Exactly.
I'm so upset that my black shirt's in the wash right now, because otherwise I would have come on camera with like black shirt.
Oh shit! Yeah, we had to do that.
No, we were supposed to do that.
I forgot about that.
Oh well. Anyway, Pete Postlethwaite is a fist pump in the Lost World. I did like that moment where they killed Peter Stormare as well as a fist pump. That was kind of a cool moment when you see the cops killing him. And like you mentioned, the blood of the log. I did like the parts in Jurassic Park. I love the parts where Jurassic Park 3, rather, the whole flooding sequence when Billy sacrifices himself by and using the glider and they keep
that's
getting
a cool
them down. That's a cool sequence there. Jurassic World does have some great moments in the trilogy. I do think the attack, you brought it up and I kind of poo-pooed it, but I will give credit where credit's due. When the people are in the park and they actually finally attack the people in the park, that is a cool sequence. And some people say it's a very mean-spirited thing, but I liked where the assistant got killed. That was kind of a cool inventive sequence, and it got the water dinosaur got me. That final battle in Jurassic World between the T-Rex and the whatever it was, the Abominable
Gigantosaurus,
and the fucking water dinosaur came out again and got involved. I loved that as well. Volcano in Jurassic Park: Fallen Kingdom was great. I like
that was one of my top ones, actually.
And Chris Pratt's like thrown across, like trying to move his like arms and body out of the lava's way. I actually got a little tense there, and I knew he wasn't gonna do it in actual. Dominion didn't have many fist bumps for me. I gotta be honest with you, I didn't see much that I got excited about at all.
I got excited about Jeff Goldblum.
There is one that if I can remind you, at the very start of the movie where they're like living at their like log or whatever. What is that? Not loft. What's the word I'm looking for? Cabin in the like woods. And like snowy terrain, stuff like that. And I think is where Chris Pratt's character is going to look for Maisie, and he gets stopped in like around like a deforestation part or something, and this big Brachiosaurus just wanders slowly through the snow.
Yeah, that's
and the John Williams music comes on. It was like I was like goosebumps. Yes. This is cool. That was a really strong moment right there.
You saw that moment, you were like, yes, this movie's going to be great.
Exactly.
10 minutes later, oh no. So I went through a couple of fist bump moments. At the end of the day, they all have some great moments, but at the end of the day, I always will go back to that first film. Again, I've said it a million times this episode. You're sick of me saying it's about diminishing returns. I can't quite have the fist bumps as much as I did in that first song. Everything after that just seemed second rate comparatively. So I got to give it to the Jurassic Park trilogy. Jarvi, go ahead and prove me wrong.
I think the only thing I could say again is the consistency of the fist pumps, because most of those are from the first movie. And there's one more I would even say that precedes the first time we see the dinosaurs is when they're riding the helicopter and just Hammond goes there. And the first time you hear like the John Williams score coming really strong, you don't even get to see the dinosaurs. You see the mountains, you see the waterfalls. Dun, 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 dun,
Do you guys
dun.
notice that there's a running trend that, like, even with bad movies, if John Williams has done the score, you
They're all writing
cannot
better.
say a bad fucking word about John Williams' score.
Never. I've never said a bad thing about John Williams' score. He makes them better. He makes good movies great. He makes great movies excellent. He makes excellent movies legendary. He makes bad movies watchable.
There's John Williams. There's your hype man.
And I will always be John Williams' hype. I will always be the Maestro's hype man. No questions asked.
Yeah, but in Fallen Kingdom, you mentioned the volcano scene as well. I think it's one of the better visual moments in like throughout the entire trilogy. If we're not talking about Jurassic Park '93, I think it's heartbreaking. It's beautiful seeing the mist, like the ash come in, and just the dinosaur getting caught up in it. And Dominion has a really cool bike chase scene in Malta. That was a very James Bondian thing as well. And Bryce Dallas Howard doing like parkour on the roof, running away from the raptors.
Watching Bryce Dallas Howard do parkour, I was like,
what? That's what I mean.
It's ridiculous. But when the raptors are actually like chasing, I think it's first they're chasing the truck, and then they're chasing Chris Pratt, and he's like driving the motorcycle, getting away from them, and something about how they did the raptors there is like they're running so fast that their momentum sort of thrashes them into like when he's taking the corners, the raptors can't take corners because they're going too fast and they're just like almost skidding into the cars. That was like the first time I was like really like, I know Chris Pratt's not gonna die, but I was like, oh shit, oh he's gonna get caught. Like that kind of like got me a little bit.
Fair. I will throw in there real quick, by the way. I did mention the fist pump. DeWanda Wise was actually very good in Dominion.
Yes,
I liked
that's
her
my
in
next
Dominion.
point.
Go ahead.
She was great, and I hope to see more of her. She was definitely a fist bump. Kind of a dumb dialogue they did give her. And wait, there was one more. All right, well, Jeff Goldblum. We did mention Jeff Goldblum. He's a fucking walking fist bump throughout Dominion.
Dude, I want to fist bump him.
Nice.
But
no, seriously, like if you walk past, I'd be like, "Hey, dude."
Okay. So you're talking about like getting rid of your blue balls.
Jeff Goldblum would never leave me with blue balls.
And Jurassic World again, the first one, the Chris Pratt raptor scene when he first does the fucking hand thing. There's a lot of cursing today. I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm sorry. I'm gonna try to say the F word over this. And at the end of the movie, when they're actually releasing the raptors and Blue. Right. To help him out, and he goes on a motorcycle. They're just like, you think, oh, they're gonna get him, and they're just running beside him, and he's just going on the motorcycle. That was a really cool moment as well.
That was cool. I'll give you that. I'll definitely give you that.
You know what? I don't think any of the other Jurassic Park movies have great fist pumps, and I think I've sort of mentioned 3 movies that have all of them. I'd say pretty decent fist pumps. So I'm giving this one. Not because Jurassic Park by far has the best fist bumps altogether. I'm giving this one to Jurassic World because it's consistently having the better fist bumps.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. I want to say real quick, Lego DeWanda Wise, second favorite character in the franchise. That's big. I like that. Wish they'd made her Kelly, Dr. Malcolm's daughter. That would have been cool.
In my head canon, that's who she is.
Actually, I would have liked that even better because it felt like I did feel one of her problems. The problems with her character that I did have is that I felt her motivation was definitely a little lacking. Like she's just badass. Like she deals with scum and villain all the time. All of a sudden, she sees the clone, and she all of a sudden is all in on everything.
Yeah.
Like gives up her plane,
Little
gives
bit.
up everything. And it was like that's a little much. And if she had been Dr. Ian Malcolm's daughter, it would have been a little more palatable, I think. So good call, Lego. Good call.
Yeah. In my head canon, that's who she is now.
Yeah, I agree. All right, Matty, finish us off.
Okay. I almost gave this to Jurassic World. I'll be honest.
Wow. Okay. But you didn't.
One of my favorite, I was thinking about this. One of my favorite fist pump moments is the trailer hanging off the cliff scene in the second one.
Fuck, that is awesome, though.
But it goes on for so damn long.
It does. It does.
It's a cool
It's
scene,
like
though.
you're hanging there, and then the trailer falls, and you're like, okay, they're still hanging there. And they're still hanging there. And you are the ones leaving us, the audience, hanging. And not in a good way. If they'd have cut that scene by 5 to 10 minutes, that may have been the ultimate fist bump in the whole saga, other than Jeff Goldblum laying there with his shirt open.
Wow.
Is that when they started the cracking glass thingy if someone's standing on it, that it sort of starts breaking? Did they do that the first time, or was that done before?
They didn't.
Because it's like a pretty huge trope that got
I think
used
they did
later.
an Italian job, so I might be wrong.
But that was later. No, you mean
no?
earlier
I'm
Italian
talking the
job.
original Italian.
Oh,
job.
okay.
Yeah, it's hard to tell. That's a trope. I don't know where that began necessarily, but it did work. They used it well. I'll give you that much.
Yeah.
And like Vince Vaughn as an action hero.
Vince Vaughn's awesome. I like Vince Vaughn.
I love Vince Vaughn,
Vaughn, but like
I love Vince Vaughn. Not necessarily in this role, though. I mean, I've seen him in other action. I loved him in The Cell, which was an action film for him kind of thing. But this just seemed like I don't think he understood the assignment in this one kind of thing.
Yeah.
That's just kind of
He's pretty young in that one as well.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm ultimately going to go with Jurassic Park because it gave us a different kind of action hero. And I know that's going to sound weird coming from me, the ultimate action movie bro dude, but like Chris Pratt, like Owen, like I could see a million versions of his character in whatever action movie I go and watch.
Yeah.
But Jurassic Park, you had the more intelligent, like thoughtful science bro kind of action star.
Yeah.
Has that ever really been a massive thing before Jurassic Park? I don't think so.
I don't know. Probably not. I mean, I'm sure there is. I'm just blanking on it, but I got you.
You reverted back to the second category.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's fine.
You know what I mean?
Let's talk about it.
Instead of like big juiced up dudes holding massive guns, you got tiny, more minuscule dudes holding pencils and beakers and.
That's fair. That's a fair.
Doing math.
Doing math, yeah.
Math is cool. Science is sexy.
Theory.
Math is cool. That is the ultimate lesson that we can take from the Jurassic saga. Is that math is cool. Math can be cool, and science is sexy is the ultimate lesson that I learned from the Jurassic saga.
Didn't Jeff Goldblum in Dominion say something that math, he saved some moment with math? Not the gate number or something. He said math can save this, or wasn't there a moment?
I remember what you're saying. I don't remember the exact moment. I kind of think I kind of vaguely remember that. I tried to put the movie out of my mind for the most part, so I kind of forgot a lot about it already. But,
Okay.
But oh well. I want to say Lego. Yes, it is. The Cell is a very underrated movie. I love that movie. If you haven't seen that movie, you guys should take a look at that.
The Cell, is that the one with Jennifer Lopez?
Yes, Jennifer Lopez, Vincent
Dream
D'Onofrio, and Vince
Vinny
Vaughn.
D's in it.
Yeah, Vinny D's in it.
I'll definitely check it out.
Vinny D is actually very good in that.
Can we do The Cell versus something else? What is another dream movie that we go sort of?
The Cell versus.
So it's actually a lot. It's similarly to Inception to a degree, but you couldn't compare the two.
Oh, you could never do that.
But it's that's the idea behind it. The idea behind it is that Vincent D'Onofrio plays a serial killer, they capture him in a coma, and they have to go into his mind and try to figure out
Man, I want to watch that now.
It's really cool. It's really fucking cool. I appreciate it quite a bit. The effects the visuals are amazing. Love it. So
I've seen the movie. It's been just at least 10 or 15 years since I last saw it.
It's actually similar to Silence of the Lambs in a way too, to a degree. It's almost like you take Silence of the Lambs and combine it with
Nightmare on Elm Street.
A little bit Nightmare on Elm Street. So yeah, a little bit of it. It's kind of like a weird mix of all
Matrix.
Yeah,
we're fishing here. We're fishing
We
here.
are fishing a little bit, but that will actually end our categories.
It's no surprise.
Like I thought when Jarvi pitched this idea, we got a butt whipping on our hands, an ass whooping.
I feel so bad. This is like the dude that's just to equate this to fighting. It's like the guy who's taken 2 boxer-sized classes, jumping into pro sparring and thinking he can hang. It's just like, no, dude. You're getting an ass whoop. You can take your ass whooping like a man, but you're still gonna get your ass whooped.
Well, yeah, I just can't even.
They tried. What can we say? They tried.
They tried. Let me just say something. This is when I was doing this in my head, I had one image that I could think of that really encapsulated my entire view of this fight.
Please tell me it's the massive. See, I thought you were gonna go with the massive pile of shit from the first movie.
That was what I thought of too. But I was gonna throw the damn towel. It was all over. The Jurassic Park trilogy defeats Richard-Erik Jarvi 13-2.
I'll take it.
Jarvi did pick the 2.
And I'm wearing a Jurassic Park
clean
t-shirt, so I'm fine.
Jarvi landed a couple jabs, but that was about it.
I did.
They did.
Was those the only 2 points that got scored for Jurassic World?
Yeah.
Yes.
No way. No way. And I was reaching.
2 reasons. That was it. He tried very valiantly, and 13-2 was the final. I don't think we've had a bigger butt whooping in class action history. I don't think we've had butt whoopings before, but not to this length. And honestly, I think this is the way it was always meant to be.
Do you want more Jurassic movies? Rebooted, re-sequeled, reformatted, whatever.
Nope,
they're coming because they're going to make enough money. I think even the opening was fine. Like it was 390, 400 million. I'm sure it's going to have another one. But I don't really want more unless they decide. Well, here, you know what? I love monster movies and I love Jurassic Park movies. I would like to see if we're going to have another movie. Well, that's really quick. I know I didn't even mention this. Can you have a Jurassic Park movie where the focus is more on locusts than it is on dinosaurs?
No.
Oh, dear God. Oh, dear God, no.
Right.
Okay.
We already had that with Dominion, was basically Locust Park.
I think I know where you're going.
I would not mind seeing another Jurassic movie if we can get Colin Trevorrow out of the director's chair and out of the writing chair. If we can have somebody else write and direct it, I'd be interested to see what they could do. Because I think there is possibilities, especially if they commit more to what they kind of promised in Dominion. If they try to go that route, I would be willing and interested to see it.
Go smaller, go more compact, do a horror, do something like, I don't know, Jurassic Lab, that like they clone one raptor and it only goes on in this one complex where the raptor is fucking out, like, Crawl, like they did the Crawl movie with the alligators. Just have like a really gnarly, simple storyline with a raptor versus man.
That could work. That could possibly work.
And hear me out. You go Jason X with this motherfucker. Dinosaurs in space.
I like that. I kind of like that.
That's probably where they are going.
They try to take the dinosaurs off world. There's one lone raptor on the space station. And they got to survive on the space station.
Raptors in space.
Jurassic Park.
No, Jurassic Space.
Jurassic Park, the Meg crossover.
It would have to be
Jason Statham will be in there. Ian Malcolm will be in there.
Actually, these two would play off each other pretty well,
right? Exactly.
They're very contrasting characters.
So that's what I'm thinking. That's the way we can make it work. But
I'm so excited for the Meg 2. Actually, I'm like really looking forward to it.
I am too. When's it coming out?
I think it got postponed.
Yeah,
it got postponed. I think it's next year or something.
No, no way.
I'm sure it is. I'm sure it is.
Sorry?
No way.
Jurassic Shark is a franchise.
Oh, he's already?
I don't know. They're I would trust Lego. She knows more about like these like B movies than anyone I know. Like except for maybe PJ.
That's true.
Maybe PJ. PJ's the only one who knows the B movies better than she does, or as good as she does. I should say. But yes, that will do us in today. I appreciate you guys all popping in and let us figure out that what we already knew, which was Jurassic Park, whoops, Jurassic World Ass. And we will be back next week, same time, same place. Do we have?
I have one for next week if you guys are willing to take it on.
You want to pitch it? Pitch it.
With Lightyear coming out, I feel like it's time.
Okay.
I've mentioned it.
I'm game.
Toy Story versus Small Soldiers.
I've never seen Small Soldiers, so I'm really excited for this. I'm I'm game. I could do this. Do you think it's going to be another Park versus World though?
This feels like a boat been waiting to happen. I'm sorry to say, Matty. I know you love Small Soldiers.
Okay, fine. Toy Story 3 versus Small
It's even better.
Matty. Toy Story 1, 2, 3, 4. Small Soldiers.
Oh no, Matty loves that movie.
I know he.
Jarvi, it's just you and me now.
I know he does, and and if that's actually, I like the movie too, which is why I don't want to see it get.
Okay, fine. We'll do something else.
I'll find something else to put Small Soldiers up against. How about that? We'll have to figure it out. Maybe not next week. I'll tell you what it is.
We can discuss after the
we
show.
Will. I think we're going to discuss
later
next week. Small Soldiers.
Well, that I can maybe do. We'll talk. All right, guys. I got to say, where can the folks find you there, Richard?
You can find. Actually, my handle is like I'm nowhere. It says Richard_Jarvi. I'm not on. Oh, that's okay. Well, don't follow me there. Don't tweet at me. Don't message me because I'm not there. That's not me. And it is me, but I'm just not using Twitter. You can find me on Facebook and Instagram at Richard-Erik with a K Jarvi, and go follow me on Letterboxd. See you next week.
I don't need luck.
See Lego. Toy Story 3 the greatest movie ever made.
It's really good.
I argue that
I'd say it's better than the first one. I think 3 is better than the first one.
That I could see maybe happening. Demonic Toys.
Demonic Toys?
Yes, I can see that happening.
What is that?
Here's the thing. I single-handedly beat Toy Story 2 with Fight Club to be the greatest movie of 1999. I could beat number 3 with Small Soldiers.
Toy Story 3 is better than Toy Story 2, to be honest with you.
I could still beat it with a worse movie than Fight Club.
Demonic Toys is like this direct-to-video horror comedy film.
I see it now. Pregnant policewoman, her quarry, and an innocent delivery boy become trapped in a haunted toy warehouse.
Written by
Holy shit, that sounds amazing.
Written by David S. Goyer, who obviously did the Dark Knight trilogy.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, it's written by Goyer.
I know none of the cast. Who the fuck is
Tracy
Peter
Scoggins.
Margunian?
I bet it's actually phenomenal. I'm not going to lie. I bet it's actually phenomenal.
It could be.
The
Grizzly too.
Matty, where can the folks find you?
You find me Twitter at Matty Gunner, Instagram Matty_Gunner, and on the Wild Jones Podcast Network every Thursday and Sunday, talking the world of combat sports, MMA, boxing, kickboxing, all that good stuff. And here every Tuesday with these two guys when they're not being really mean to me and talking bad about
sorry,
movies
Matty.
that I love.
Oh, I'm not sorry. I still love you, but I'm not sorry.
All right,
was
Master,
expecting-
1,000 streams. Where can people find you?
Oh, God, where can they find me? First of all, I want to shout out patreon.com/PLD Products. If you want to join us there, please do so. We actually have to shout out a few of them. Danielle Ramirez, Brandon Buckingham, Brady Parker, Jeff Alterman, John Lestrina, and Kelly W. Much appreciative. As always, we did have a Patreon hangout on Sunday night. It was a lot of fun. We got 2 hours in just talking movies and talking all sorts of stuff behind the scenes. So feel free to join on that. You can find me, Two Mediocre White Dudes on Film, returning on Wednesday.
I need a new episode, dude.
On Wednesday. PJ and I recorded an episode yesterday. Last night we covered Fellowship of the Ring, the extended edition, and it's about a 2 hour and 20-minute episode.
And the intro is how long? I only need the intro. I don't need the actual show.
I think it's about 45 minutes this time.
Thank you.
The funny thing, I got to spoil a little, just for you, a little minor spoiler. We actually start right away, actually go into the movie almost immediately. but then we diverge and it gets off there
Yes.
completely until, and we actually don't really start good on until like about 45 minutes in. And then you can also crown jewels every week. That's my Queen podcast. That comes out actually in about 10 minutes. The next episode, we're finishing up the sessions of Queen. We're going to the penultimate episode of this season. Next week, I'll finish up the entire season by ranking the entire Queen album, and we'll move on to Queen 2. And you can find me every week on This Week on Class Action. We'll figure out what we're doing next week. I do produce for The Action Guys. They're on Mondays now for the foreseeable future. Well, Ben Bateman's on tour, although I think they did not do a show last night. They're actually going to do a show tonight. And finally, I write movie trivia for the Movie Trivia Showdown with PJ Campbell. # team question writers. Be nice to us. We do a hard job. Harder than you think, actually. But fun. Don't get me wrong. Not complaining about it. It's a lot of fun. But that's it. And we'll see you next week here. Same bat time, same class channel. And of course, as always, justice has been served.